Hello and welcome to Fowl Plays, where we look at tales of tabletop tragedy that are sure to ruffle some feathers. I'm your host, Boss Goose, and today's story looks at what happens when a player goes out of their way to antagonize every NPC the party encounters, refusing to listen to the party members or their DM, and slowing the game down to a crawl with constant interruptions. Without further delay, let's dive on in. Holy shit, guys. I just got out of session 1 of my school's D&D club's first full campaign, and it was awesome. Then a player, let's call him Ben, joined. Before he joined, we had split into two groups, one going through Lost Laboratory of Qualish, my group, and the other going through Rime of the Frost Maiden. My group was myself, a bard player, and a cleric player who I'm friends with outside the game. Our characters already had a dynamic going since we played with them in a one-shot, so we were having some nice roleplay going as we received our quest and started gathering information and allies. Then Ben joins the call, and all hell breaks loose. He didn't have his character made in advance, even though he knew that we were starting full campaigns this week, but that's fine, I guess. He said he was going to make a monk, and then he asked what our characters were. He then decided to make a barbarian because I want to win. We were all telling him to just make what he actually wanted to play, but he wouldn't budge. So we all waited for him to get enough of his character made to run it and get back to the game. Side note, he also complained about all barbarians being generic idiots, and then made an actual generic idiot barbarian. His hypocrisy is crazy. Anywho, we were going to recruit a tiefling rogue, and as our bard starts negotiating with him, I realize this game is going to suck. Ben tramples over what the bard is saying and exclaims, "I'm gonna grab the guy by the collar and just hold him up. I'm strong, so I can do it." The DM reluctantly allows it, and Ben threatens to choke the rogue to death if he doesn't join us. The whole party is panicking to the point that I try to cast Entangle so he'd knock it off. He miraculously gets a natural 20. I'm gonna call BS on that one, especially since he's an obvious power gamer, and then yells at my character to not interfere. He ignores everyone in character and real life while continuing threats until the bard, who he's real life friends with, tells him to stop. Ugh, great. He only listens to one person, and it's not even the DM. He stops, and I think things will relax after that. Nope. We meet a warlock and ask her if she knows anything, but before she even opens her mouth, how tall is she? The DM answers around 7 foot, and Ben's character walks over and says, "I tower over her and demand she tells us what she knows." I was already exhausted, and no one had rolled a single die yet, except for Ben and his stupid intimidation checks, that he rules lawyers the DM in order to use his strength instead of charisma, because the DM guide said I could do it. Some more time passes, and he does more general problem player things, including not listening to NPCs directly speaking to his character, stopping the game to talk about his day with Bard player, telling me my character should stop being lawful stupid for telling him not to choke people, since he's true neutral. Yeah, bullshit. So it doesn't make sense for me to get mad at him. And linking the Soviet Union anthem in chat because the DM played an NPC with a Russian accent. Then we get to the end of the game, and he proudly announces, "My goal of pissing off every NPC so far has gone pretty well." What in the fuck? I tell him he shouldn't do that because it impedes on other people's enjoyment, and he just tells me to stop having a stick up my ass because it's just a game, and then leaves the call. I feel most bad for the DM, who kept getting interrupted, trampled, and threatened. I know it was directed towards the NPCs, but that still must feel awful to hear knowing that they're talking to you. TLDR, player repeatedly threatens to murder NPCs and calls me lawful stupid for trying to get him to stop since he's true neutral. He then says his goal was to piss off every NPC and leaves the video call. This guy really sounds like the worst. I don't see why he joined this group, as he seemed to have zero interest in participating. From showing up on game day without a character sheet to constantly interrupting the flow of things by not paying attention and talking over the DM, he consistently slowed the game down for everyone else and dragged things to a crawl. Having the gall to say that his goal was pissing everyone off all along at the end there really lacks a sense of awareness and consideration for everyone else present. I will say I don't really consider it rules lawyering to use strength for intimidation rolls. especially since that's in line with how his character was being very physical in his NPC confrontations. But no one finds it interesting to sit there and watch one person threaten and bully their way through every interaction in the game. And him getting angry at OP when being told to stop really shows his disregard for what the rest of the people present thought. He's right that D&D is just a game, but the reason that people play games is to have fun and enjoy an experience with others. So if there's one person whose actions take away from everyone else's enjoyment, asking them to stop that behavior is more than reasonable and not a lawful stupid thing to do. I really hope that OP and their group were able to move forward after this and continue enjoying the game and never had to deal with Ben and his I want to win attitude ever again. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video and sticking around till the end. I hope that you enjoyed yourselves. I upload new content every Thursday and Sunday, so make sure you check out my channel for more D&D stories. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave me a goosebump in the comments below. The support is really appreciated, guys. But until next time, be good players.